Hello, boys and girls. Today we are on 10-2. This is volume of prisms and cylinders. All right, the volume of prisms and cylinders. Volume, we're talking about volume. Volume is how much something can hold, how much a 3D shape can hold. So we've talked about area, which is how much is like a 2D shape. Volume is like area of a 3D shape. If I had a cup, it's how much can that cup hold. That's the volume that exists. So when we talk about volume of a shape, the volume of a prism or a cylinder will equal the base times height. Now, this looks easy, but it gets a little bit confusing because remember that the base of our shapes sometimes is different. The base of this prism down here is a triangle. The base of this rectangular prism is a rectangle. The base of this cube is a square, and the base of this cylinder is a circle. So for all four of these shapes, I have four different bases that exist. And so I have to know what is my area of finding each of these bases. So this is going to be where I want to look back on my last chapter. Okay, so let's say I had this triangular prism. Okay, so let me erase all of this. Or not triangular. Let's start with rectangular prism. Let's say I had my rectangular prism. And I said, all right, I want to know on this prism, what is the area that exists? What area do I have that exists on this? Or what volume do I have that exists on this prism? Well, so I would want to get some measurements here. Let's say that this side here is 4 feet. This side here is 6 feet. And my height is 15 feet. Okay, well, first I want to solve for my base. My base is just the area of my base. If I have this area, it's 4 times 6. My area, my base, is 24 feet squared. Times my height, which is 15 feet. And I would plug that all into my calculator. We're going to be using a lot of calculators this time. And I would do 24 times 15 to get me a grand volume of 360 feet cubed. Now, this cubed right here, this is what all of our volume. Volume is always going to be cubed. When I have volume, it gets cubed. Okay? So, base, find the base of your shape, multiply it by the height of your shape, and then solve. And that works the same for everything I've got going on here. So if I were to have like this cylinder, I would say, all right, cylinder, here we are. Show me what you got. And on this cylinder, I've got, go with a lovely lime green color. I've got, we'll say I've got a radius of 3 and a height of 5. Well, I would want to solve for my radius, or my area of my base, and my height. Remember, the area of a circle is pi times radius squared. I'm going to take that and times it by the height. So this right here is my volume of a cylinder because it's my base times my height. So if I solve this out, pi is 3.14 times my radius squared is 3 squared. Well, 3 squared equals 9. And then 3.14 times 9, that as a total would equal 28.26. That's my base, 28.26, and I'm going to times that by my height by 5 to get a total volume of 141.3 units cubed. Okay, area of my base times it by my height. I'm going to stop us here. We're going to keep talking about this in class. I just want to give you some time to think through it, make sure your notes, you have these formulas, base times height. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a formula page. We talked about this the other day. So we're going to say the volume of a rectangular prism and that's going to be volume equals base times height, or volume equals length times width times height, because my base is the same as length times width. Okay? Another one we have is volume of a triangular prism. Volume equals base times height, or volume equals base times height divided by 2. That's the base of a triangle times the height of the whole object. Okay, so remember, find your base of a triangle. I use this formula, times it by the height of the whole thing. And then finally, we have volume of a cylinder. And this formula is volume equals base times height. My base is a circle, so my volume equals pi times r squared times the height. Because if my base is a circle, pi times r squared is the area of a circle. Write these 3 things down. We'll talk about it next time we meet. Have a great rest of your day.